So at a derrière, we're going to have to move fairly fast as it is.
On at least two occasions in the conference, we've hesitated over, perhaps misunderstood, almost certainly disagreed, about two phrases, the nature of language and natural language. And I wanted to observe only that before we rush past those hesitations and possible misunderstandings to what are real theoretical issues, we should be aware, as is reasonable in a conference on the linguistics of writing, of the extreme semantic complexity of natural and nature. It is very complex, and I think in a way it's the most complex set of words in the English language. But to simplify, the first problem is that nature and natural, along one line of meaning, is simply the quality of something. The phrase, after all, was originally in Latin natura rerum, and rerum got dropped. And then the notion of natura as a singular absolute, which was hypothetically everything, which is very different from the notion of the quality of things, which presumably is still neutral. So that still in many everyday phrases, as in the nature of language, we're not implying anything. We're simply saying the quality, or we might want to make it plural, the qualities of language. But immediately we say the nature of language, that sense is affected by a quite alternative line of development by which, from nature becoming a singular absolute, you got a whole range of descriptions of the world which include, one, nature is all that which is not human, which excludes human intervention. Now you can see how easily natural language or nature of language implying that kind of, indeed that was what behind a particular argument this morning. Or then the distinction between natural and artificial, which was heavily used in the late 18th and early 19th centuries to mean a difference between the traditional and the innovatory. Again, if those meanings stray across into arguments about the nature, the quality of language, they are unnecessarily affected by this complicated semantic freight. But finally, there is a problem when one is talking of a natural language in the sense of that which is a product of human evolution, which was the definition that was given and that I myself was happy with. One then has to wonder about other kinds of language which would be addressing something which is beyond that. Now, I don't want to intervene in the theoretical problems, others are much more qualified to do so, but as a historian of meanings, I find it very curious when one is in the intricacies of theory that we should trip over so simple a historical tangle. Thank you.
Did you want me to? I appreciate that comment of using natural language.
No.
Sorry?
I don't put it as a criticism of you at all.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I'm very interested in that, and it's just to say, one is forced to use natural language as an expression because the term language could be interpreted to mean a broader class of languages, and this is the term. So I was using it just in that sense. And the nature of language was just a little aside. Of course, I understand by that just what language is like, and my point being simply to say that I think we have to be prepared to talk about that.
Could you just clarify what you were distinguishing natural language from? I didn't quite get the point.
Well, it's not my distinction. It's the fact that we, as linguists who just talk about language normally, have been forced to talk about natural language when we're in company with other people who use language to encompass things like either other semiotic, non-verbal semiotic systems, or mathematics, or artificial languages of various kinds. That's all.